Kurobi, we are Axosu Àgèlògbàgàn Akbobi the first. The Ganlodo Hosu, Kilumbo Hosu. We are the paramount monarch of the Kilumbo monarchy of Ganlodo. Kingdom.com. And we just relaunched that site, so we had to think about the site name. We are also at Kilumbo Restoration and Healing. Website is restorationhealing.com. And so this brief video is about the game that people are playing with you in Mawufe. Mawufe is the Aja ancient name for Africa. Means the abode or sacred space of Mawu, which is the creator. Mawu is the feminine aspect of the creator. So this was sparked by people debating about the DNA testing situation, and it's very, very questionable, without a doubt. And we have spoken on that. It's a false world. We have an article talking about the false world of the DNA testing situation. But that leads us to think about other things. One thing leads to another. And so this makes us think about how a lot of people in Mawufe are selling dreams to people that are coming over there getting initiated. Also, they believe they're being initiated. And it's really unfortunate for these people, these new Africans that are going over there. They're trying to find their culture. They think they're finding their culture, but they're being scammed just like the DNA testing people are scamming them, This is very, very sad. It's very sad. But we want to say to the Yoruba in particular, in Nigeria, we know what you're doing. We know your pattern. We found out your history. Many, even in America, many of you that are practicing as Babalawo and Iya this and Chief that, and we're talking about people from Yoruba land, they are really Christian. They're at best part-time Isheshe. Once again, Isheshe is the real name of the tradition. Not Yoruba, not Orisha, not Ifa Orisha, not Ifa. It's Isheshe. But for what people, many call Yoruba, these people are at best part-time. At best. Then they go back to their mosques and churches. But here's the thing. They're part-time in relation to you as a new African. So you're their prey. When they leave you, they call you Akata. Akata is a word that does not mean foreigner. It does not mean an African born in America. It means a wild, undomesticated cat with no home. And this is what many, not just Yoruba, but many people from Nigeria call you. This is basically a public service announcement from the king. Do with it what you will, but this is public service. You need to know, and then you do your research, and you listen, and you start asking these Nigerians, these Yoruba people, when they claim they're going to initiate you, what are you initiating me to? Why are you initiating me? And that's another thing with new African people. They have to get out of that mindset of always wanting to be having titles, because that's how they get messed around in these cults led by white people, Yovo people, and unscrupulous Yoruba people, and unscrupulous Fon people, unscrupulous Akan people. This is how this happens. So there's two sides to this. There's two sides to this. The new African has to take control of their ori and focus on what's important. What's most important is family development. But going after titles and all that, that'll set you up for these people that, oh, well, yes, I'll initiate you. You need to be initiated to Ashun. They tell a lot of the women that, ironically. you need to be initiated to Ashun, or you need to be initiated to whatever. And there goes the quagmire. Then you're in for a ride. And then you end up not knowing nothing. And then you end up coming to a new African, like us at Gunlodo, to find out really about Ashun and Ogun and all these other deities that they, in Mawufe, they initiated you to. And they traveled you around, they carted you around all these places and then give you nothing. You know, and there's people in America that do that, but they're usually attached to that same thing that we were just talking about. You know, but a message once again to the continental Africans and Yoruba and Fon and Akan people in particular, but mainly Yoruba. We know what you're up to. We know that you come out of your day job or your regular job and your regular religion in your mind, which is probably Christianity or Islam, and you come into this to profit because of the high number of new African people that are pursuing their, you know, as they used to say back in the day, knowledge of self. You know this, you're taking advantage of this. So you are, you know, working at a convenience store, you weren't thinking about nothing about Ifa. You might have been initiated to Ifa when you were a child. Anywhere from 7 to 13 years old or 20 years old, let's say. But it's really nothing to you. But then you see all of these new African people online. They're talking about Ifa, and they're talking about Ilekes, the beads that they wear, and all of this, right? And so you say, well, hey, I speak the language. So they will see me as an authority because I speak the language, and I'm not just because I speak the language, because I am from Yoruba land. I'm from Nigeria. Yoruba people, Igbo people, Akan people, Fon people, but in particular Yoruba and Igbo and Akan, they are very, very astute. They're very smart. And they watch the actions of new Africans. And they watch new Africans give up their divinity on the regular. And what we mean by give up their divinity, just that. You know, they feel like what is local, what is here, is not as important and not as powerful as that which comes from Mawufe or England or whatever, because then you have those that still dabbling in that other stuff, or Asia, primarily, you know, places like that. So they're still dabbling in this Buddhism and various other Indian, Eastern so-called philosophies and traditions or whatnot. It's because they really, in their subconscious, think that their ice is colder than the new African ice. The new African is those of us that were descended from captive Africans, born in various places that we were dispersed to because of people capturing us and selling us into captivity. So, a lot of our people are enslaved to the idea of, if you're going to get it, you got to get it from somebody from XYZ country. In this particular case, we're talking about Yoruba. But newsflash, a lot of those people are not really in the culture. Let's try to break it down to you, because some people are, they're going to be pretty upset about this, as they have been in the past about some of our comments in relation to this kind of thing. How many nursery rhymes, you're born in let's say, United Snakes of America. How many nursery rhymes do you remember? Probably a few. Why do you remember them? It's because you were bred in this culture. Now, do you believe in them? Let's say we're talking to some people that don't believe in them, don't follow that European culture, okay? But you still know them. That's the same thing that we're dealing with many of the Yoruba and Akan, whoever from West Africa. They know these stories. They know the stories of like Odu Ifa. They know the Itan. Itan means story. And they're able to repeat it to you. It's because they grew up listening to it, just like you grew up listening to Little Red Riding Hood. But the difference between you and them is that you are impressed that they remember their stories that they heard growing up. Stories that they don't even believe in. And that's the thing. A lot of you don't know that. And so you're going over there and getting fake spiritual work. You're not getting any deities. Because the people that are so-called giving you these deities, they do not operate and function with the deities. It's like the Matrix when the Oracle told the Neo guy, something to the effect that, she always has bad information, bad news. She kind of was apologizing for it. But what she was trying to do is fortify him. And that's what we're trying to do for the New African. A lot of people, they're not going to like what we're saying. But it's not like it, but deal with the facts. That's the fact. So, when you feel like you want to, you got to go to Ghana, you got to go to Benin, you got to go to Nigeria. And operative word, you got to, like, there's no other choice to get XYZ spiritual work or initiation and whatnot. You may need to think twice, because a lot of the people that are doing these works for you are not actually ingrained in that culture. They have memorized and they're things that they saw, and they're mimicking things that they saw growing up. We know this for a fact. Fortunately for us, we've never had any ritual, period, ever done for us on a personal level from Mawufe. Now that sounds kind of, people like, wow, wait a minute, I thought you were an African king. Well, we're talking about Uga Azi, the age of Azi, and how messed up things are. And juxtapose that to the fact that we're New Africans. We are a New African. So everything that we got was from a New African perspective. And it was no less than that which could have been done in Mawufe. We were coronated by some people from Benin in Texas. But that coronation initially came from the people, New African people. So, we could even done that without them, to be honest with you. But that's something to think about also. These are things as New Africans, people, we don't think about. yes, sacred land is in Maufe. Sacred land is also over here in America and wherever you are as an African person, wherever you are. Sacredness is right there where Africans are. So we wanted to just inform you that these people are playing a game. They're playing a game, and you should ask questions about what they're doing. Once again, check out downloadokingdom.com, restorationhealing.com. Those are our sites. That's how we work through the digital frame. We can be contacted at Ekabo Kilombo, EKAA BOKILOMBO @gmail.com. Odipa.